iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight to the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Tonight for Throwback Night for the Big Ten Super Series. Here tonight, my name is Roger Muth, up here in the Turn 3 Racing Studios booth. Alongside me, it is my great friend, it is Al Smith. Al, tonight it is a little bit of a historic night here from the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, the Big Ten Super Series presented by RS Button Boxes here. So throwing it back, and we got a very nice array of sponsors and cars from back in the day, and we'll get through what each and one of these cars look like. But 125 laps on this, a very, very fast half mile of a racetrack, North Wilkesboro Speedway, Roger, and these guys are going to put on a great show, but they're going to have to watch for the trouble spots off turn 2 and turn 4 early on in this feature event.
Those trouble spots, of course, though, here in our qualifying session, which netted the driver out of Canada, the driver of the 88 of Caden Tufts, the top spot here tonight. He stayed away from those triple spots. It is the Ryco E-Performance Pole Award going tonight to driver 88. So congratulations to Caden Tufts for taking home a top spot award here tonight, brought to us by our friends over at Ryco E-Performance. Check them out here today and get on top of the leaderboard, just like the driver of that 88 here tonight. This, of course, is your starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup brought to us by RS Button Boxes. This is your starting lineup tonight for our Throwback 125. Starting on the front row, driving car number 88 here tonight. This is Caden Tufts. This is outside, driving car number 12, the On Edge Racing. Number 12 of Double J, this is Jared Jackson. Starting in car number 91, hailing out of Canada here tonight, this is Samuel Fontaine. He drives car number 91, starting P number 3. To his outside of row number 2, driving car number 9, this is Colin Murphy. He will start in the 4th position. Driving for the Triple L Motorsports stable here tonight, course, drives car number 55, and his throwbacks Bailey's machine. This is Jeremy Little. Starting in the Bob's Pet and Pod, number 31, this is Brad Carpenter. Starting back into the 7th position, he drives car number 11. Starting in the 7th spot here tonight, this will be Brandon Hughes. Starting in the 4th position, he usually drives the Mopar machine. He is tonight the 362 cubic inch Mopar machine. This is the number 4 of Grant Thomas. Starting back into position number 9, this is going to be driver of the number 24. It's the Cole Ward Racing number 24 of Josh Cole. Rounding out the top 10 out of New York, driving car number 60, this is Matt Zaccardo, driving car number 60.
Starting in that 11th spot, you see the old LG. Car number 7, the throwback to Ward Burton's automobile. This is John Peel for the Triple L Motorsports. Outside of him, the car number 90 of Ken Zeems. Garrett Zacharias in car number 71, throwing back to his 2000 paint scheme in the New York State Superstock Series. It is Garrett Zacharias in the car number 71. Outside of him will be the 110 of RS Center. Timmy Catalano, the driver out of Rochester, New York, car number 56 will roll off 15th, and 16th on the field will be car number 16 of Steve Seegars, and then Chris Fail on the schedule, but he is our fearless leader up in the control tower, making sure these guys and gals stay in line here tonight for the Big Ten Super Series. They head into turn number 3. We are ready to throw the green flag on throwback night.
We're going to drop the hammer, 125 laps the distance here for throwback night for the Big Ten Super Series. Caden Tufts and Double J on the front row. The green flag is up, and we are racing here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway 1987 style throwback night. Caden Tufts, the youngster, out in front here as the battle, though, is hot heavy for the second position. Murphy to the outside here of Double J as he rolls the bottom side, leading lap number 1. Just like that is already going to go into the books. It will be Tufts leading lap number 1, side by side for position number 2.
Side by side, Murphy rolling the outside of the racetrack. He'll have the momentum next time off. There to 91. Fontaine gets a little bit sideways off turn number 2. Everybody keeping it pointed in the right direction. Still side by side, but it'll be Murphy holding on to that number 2 spot, almost clearing Jackson in the turn number 1. Jackson will slide up the racetrack. He'll have to jump on the binders, and now Murphy will take over sole possession of spot number 2. Fontaine rolling in on this battle, but a little bit deeper. Their top 6 cars single filed out. It is Grant Thomas and Brad Carpenter battling it out here. Thomas a little bit sideways in the turn number 1.
Yeah, we talked about those trouble spots out of turn number 2 and turn number 4. What we didn't talk about here tonight is how that outside lane was going to come in. We've seen it here early here in the first handful of laps. That outside lane has been the dominant spot, but don't tell that to the driver of that number 91. Samuel down here to the inside in car number 91. He's trying to bring that Chevrolet along with him. Look at car 55 back there. Jeremy Little also hanging right there inside. Oh, a little contact there, though. Double J and Samuel making a little contact. That number 12 machine actually still hanging on to the outside after lap number 5 goes into the books here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. It is Colin Tufts, Murphy, Jackson, your top 3. Samuel hanging on right there in that 91 car, that high impact machine. Now searching along for a little bit of grip to the outside of the speedway.
Caden Tufts still leads this one. He is running the extreme high line down in turn 22. That is a very unique line, Roger. I would say usually we see on the Turn 3 Racing Network with the super late models that they run that middle groove like above the dash line in the turn number 1. These guys are really working the extreme high side into the corner, keeping the momentum up. And I tell you, Tufts really opening up almost a 1 second lead over Murphy. Everybody doing a good job. The battle for 5th is between the 111 of Brandon Hughes. He's trying to get by the Bailey's 55 of Jeremy Little off the corner. They'll keep it single file into turn number 1.
Yeah, not quite able to do anything there for the number 111 entry of Brandon Hughes. He is still sitting there currently running into position number 6, picking up a spot off that initial start here tonight of the race. Brad Carpenter being the biggest man who dropped through the bucket here tonight, the Bob's Pet and Pod number 31, currently sitting back here in the 8th position. That allowed Brandon Hughes to pick up 1, and Grant Thomas also to pick up 1. Another driver who has started to have a little bit of problems here tonight, falling through the field, is car number 24 of Josh Cole. Right now, he has lost 4 spots. He's running back in position number 12 here tonight. It looks like right behind him is car number 90 out of New York. That is going to be Ken Zeems here tonight. John Peel also trailing there, running into the 15th position. But right ahead of them, that is, I believe that is Timothy Catalano right there, running in position number 12, RS Center. We haven't seen much of him throughout the season, but he is currently running that car 110 entry. That's the small one, big one, as he is almost 3 wide there, as that's going to be Matt Zaccardo to the outside, as he will lose a 2 position, because there goes Garrett Zacharias out of Western New York. He'll pick up a couple spots.
And right in front of them, Brad Carpenter trying to work the bottom side of the speedway around the Mopar number 4 of Thomas as they work off of turn number 2 up the back straightaway. And then when I say up the back straightaway, they have to climb. You can see that they have to drive all the way. Then this front stretch downhill, you carry a lot of speed into turn number 1. They have to jump on the binders as now Carpenter swings it to the outside, trying to diamond off. Turn number 1 and 2 can't quite do anything with them here at the first 13 laps. All green flag in this 125 lap affair.
Yeah, this season here with the Big Ten Super Series, they have put on some great racing action. A long green flag runs, as the number 31 of Brad Carpenter really throws it down into the corner, almost back into that Mopar number 4 there of Thomas. Thomas going to come off turn number 2. He's going to almost brush the outside retaining wall there as we were on board with the Bob's Pet and Pod number 31 with our Johnson chassis. Almost more contact there from those 2 drivers. They are battling for the 7th and 8th position currently here on the speedway. 15 laps in the books here, a long way to go. These drivers are throwing the haymakers here tonight. They want to let each one of these drivers out there onto the speedway know that they are here to play. One driver off of turn number 2, sideways down into the grass. It is car number 7, John Peel, down into the infield grass. The driver out of Florida looks like he gets it going. We stay green flag racing, but he is well now behind the 8 ball.
He is Peel able to get back out on the racetrack down 1 lap, though, so a tough break there. And the number 16, Steve Seegar's behind the wall, did not make it out here. Zacharias now in car 71 trying to work the bottom of the racetrack underneath Thomas, as we see the 71 of Zacharias really doing a good job. He started way back in spot number 13, and he's up to the 9th spot, trying to make it 8. Stay head down here. Contact on the front stretch. Matt Zaccardo's gone around. Yellow flag number 1 coming out onto the racetrack for the 60 of Matt Zaccardo.
Almost making it to lap number 20 here tonight before the first caution flag of the evening is flying, and it is for car number 60, Matt Zaccardo. And his throwback entry was the car to go around or trigger the first caution flag here of the night. So we are slowed for the first time here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for the Big Ten Super Series. And let's take a look back. We know that John Peel had a problem back on lap number 16, but Matt Zaccardo here on lap number 19 having a little bit of an issue. Let's take a look back here. Let's see what the eye in the sky shows us. Is a little high off turn number 4, and he's just going to ride the outside wall. Unfortunately, Timothy there with his car number 56 getting involved in it. Both cars don't look too bad for wear, but there was definitely some heavy contact with both cars.
Yeah, left front really torn up on Timmy Catalano's cars. They had hit pit road, front end punched in on the Chevrolet for Zaccardo as well. So these drivers down on pit road, and the pace laps here pretty long as the pace car just coming through turns 3 and 4 right now. So they're able to knock out some of this damage before getting back out onto the racetrack. But we see now Catalano and Zaccardo will jump back out. I assume they'll come back down. The crew chief's able to take a good look at these race cars, try to formulate some kind of plan to get these cars back into tip-top shape. They're going to have to do a lot of banging out on the front ends of these race cars.
Yeah, so both those drivers will return back to the speedway here tonight to try and see what kind of night they can have. But race fans, you are watching the Big Ten Super Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It is throwback night for all these drivers. 125 heart-pounding, hardcore racing, short track racing action here tonight. 125 laps, the distance for all these drivers. For Al Smith here in the booth tonight, Roger Muth right here calling the shots tonight. We thank all of you race fans for tuning in here tonight to watch some of the great racing action right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We got to give a huge shout out, though, to the RS button boxes. Are you in the market for a custom button box to put on your sim rig? Well, you don't have to look any farther than RS button boxes. Head on over to Facebook today. Shoot them a message if you're in the market for a button box, whether you need 2 buttons, an on and off switch for your stock car, or whether you need one of those tear-off buttons, or are you an admin for a series? Well, they can build you any kind of custom button box you need for your sim racing rig here today. Contact RS Button Boxes today and get behind the wheel, well, today. Now, looks like the cars are going to double back up here, though. It will still be the driver, the young man, the driver of that 88 out of Canada, leading us back to green flag.
Yeah, I was just going to say a note there that Caden Tuss throwing back to his dad's 2000 paint scheme when he ran the late model stock division at Scotia Speed World. And his dad also getting them into his racing career. And, well, he just wanted to do something nice. And I tell you, that's a sharp-looking race car. Reminds me of that Caterpillar scheme. But we want to throw it out there to Caden Tuss' dad. Thanks to getting Caden involved in auto racing as the pace car. Staying out. We got 1 lap added on there. So, yeah, so Caden Tuss throwing back to his father, Roger. And that's just one of the stories here on Throwback Night at the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, there's nothing that, really gets me going more than a father-son relationship when it comes to racing. Racing brings not just fathers and sons together, it brings all the racing community, the fans that are out there in the bleachers, the sponsors that are on the cars, and of course us up here and the crew members. It really brings everybody together. It's not, on the track it may be me versus you, but when it's down in the pits and back home, it's really a whole community that comes together to strive as the green flag is back into the air. And talking about striving, man, Cannon Tuss shot out of the cannon here on the restart.
Yeah, top 2 cars able to break away, but it's side by side for that third bat side. With Fontaine working the bottom as Jackson rolls the outside down here in the turn number 1. It'll be Fontaine taking that third spot away. Bumper tag goes. Everybody's jostling for position off of turn number 4.
That battle right now is between car 55 of Jeremy Little down to the inside of him. That's going to be the 1 entry of Brandon Hughes, as they're almost 3 wide stacked up behind them. Out of turn number 2, they were just about 3 wide. RS Center, Zacharias, and Thomas were almost 3 wide racing here tonight. You tell me that short track racing, you can't go 3 wide as there's contact down into 1. Look like the 4 of Thomas. Now Thomas. He's going to be sideways.
Thomas gets turned around there. Everybody keeps it pointing in the right direction. It looks like the Thomas and Center are going to be the big losers out of that deal as they were racing hard. We saw maybe a little bit of a wheel hop down in the turn number 1 as Thomas was underneath Zacharias. Zacharias was screwed away, but now these two are back here battling outside or for that 10th spot. RS Center with a peek to the inside of that Mopar number 4 of Thomas. 2 turns, 3 and 4, and off the corner. You really want to be on that bottom, right on that curb in 3 and 4, Roger. That seems to be the fast way around this North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Yeah, as we ride on board with our Johnson chassis onboard camera with RS Center here. You see him rolling the inside of the speedway after losing a little bit of time. See if he can make up some ground here tonight. A little bit farther back into the pack here, as this is the car number 90 of Ken Zeems. He has a great look at it as right out in front of him. That is Catalino and Thomas and Center as they all battle right now to stay just inside the top 10. RS Center actually has that top 10 position. Here comes car number 4 rolling down to the bottom side of the speedway through 3 and 4. Thomas will pull side by side, but that outside momentum down the straightaway just absolutely pulls car 110 of RS Center away as they go back single file racing. You got to go up to Garrett Zacharias to find the first side-by-side battle here tonight.
Zacharias knocking on the back door of that Bailey's number 55 of Little in the turn number 1. Couldn't quite make the move that time, but you see him get such a great run. A little bit better forward drive on that number 71. He'll make the move now to the inside underneath Little. He'll take away the 6th position to move Zacharias up 7 spots to number 6 as he rides in spot 6. Little taking the big to the inside. Can't make it stick. Everybody single files it back out here in the turn number 3.
Yeah, that Mark Keepman performance number 71 here tonight. He's been a hot shoe as of late, not just here on the iRacing.com service, but man, his real world side of experience. He's been parking it in victory lane. Top 3 podium finishes for the car number 71 of Garrett Zacharias. Let's see if he can ride that momentum wave up inside the top 5 at least here tonight, because right now he's got car 71 moved up 7 positions. He is the biggest mover and shaker here of the night at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. 7 spots, but not quite inside the top 5. He's got to run down by about a second. He's got to find Brandon Hughes, who currently holds down that 5th position. Out front, though, Caden Tutts is still holding down the spot here tonight. The youngster out of Canada. Man, he's got that throwback scheme, and the greatest thing about he's throwing it back to Pops right now. But the Bandolero he runs up there in Halifax, it's painted up like that weekly. The only difference is he doesn't have that awesome Pontiac logo on the front like this 88 has here tonight. And you know me, man, you put a Pontiac logo on it, they built excitement, and I'm excited to see it rip.
He's really ripping the outside line through turns 1 and 2. Now he cups down to the inside to hug the curb. You see him really working this very extreme outside line. Very unique here for Caden Tutts. That time a little bit of a push that allows Denina Murphy to close in, but gets a great run down the backstretch. So very interesting how Caden Tutts is attacking turns 1 and 2. Gotta wonder if it'll hold up with the tire buildup. You see, you're starting to see the marbles building up on entry there. Is it gonna start to hurt him as they work out the corner? Still 4/10, about 4 car lengths separating your top 2 as they work here. They have broken away from this battle back here inside the top 5. It is a dogfight for 3rd on back. Fontaine has it. Jackson has been all over like a cheap suit here in the turn number 1.
Well, you talk about that cheap suit. I mean, if that's a cheap suit for Double J, Brandon Hughes has a Goodwill suit on here tonight in car number 111, because he is right there. He is trying to figure out if Double J is going to be able to take that spot with that number 12 machine, which line is going to be the best spot. We talked about that extreme outside lane that Caden Tutts is running right now. I have never seen any driver go right up against the boards here like we're riding on dirt here, trying to put car number 88 up there, literally trying to scrape off the right side. You see him enter turn 1. It's up against the boards. I feel like we're here at the Darlington Raceway for throwback night, not here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And Al, don't look now, because if you blink, we're going to be just about a quarter of the way into this one, halfway coming pretty soon.
Yeah, the hourglass going to start flipping the other way as now Zacharias starting to come into this 3-car battle for 3rd. Zacharias, another one of those drivers running the extreme high side line. He's one of the fastest cars on the racetrack. Brad Carpenter, he's a side-by-side drag race in the turn number 3. Carpenter to the inside of Little, hits up on the curb, washes up. RS Center there trying to figure out which lane to go with. They drag race down the front stretch.
Yeah, that Ryan Kuhn Motorsports sponsored entry of RS Center here tonight. He is currently running back in position number 9. Remember, he had a very quick car, but got tangled up in that caution flag. And now, on that restart anyway, that RS Center got involved in, now he's trying to get underneath Jeremy Little. That Bailey's Racing number 55 throwback here tonight is trending on the downward slide. RS Center found something down on the bottom. He'll scoot out of turn number 2. He will now take the 8th position. That'll bump Jeremy Little back to position number 9. Grant Thomas holds down the top 10. Brad Carpenter right now in that all-green number 31 Bob's Benton Pond entry. The iRacing veteran here tonight is currently running in the 7th position. He had himself a 6th fastest qualifying attempt here tonight in our qualifying session. He has dropped 1 spot. We're chalk that up to Garrett Zacharias getting around him, but RS Center now, he's got that Toyota nose peeking all around the number 31.
And I'll take me to the inside as Carpenter really made a slip up, though, work down the backstretch, and I'll move RS Center into that 7th position. But Carpenter not done yet, trying to roll the outside, but he'll have to give way to the Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. And Roger, we would be amiss. After the first 7 races, we have not had a different winner. Well, that's going to change here tonight. Oh, the 60 of Ken Zeems has gone around with Josh Cole involved as well in car number 24. So Zeems and Cole coming to a rest down here in turn number 1 and 2. to bring out our second yellow flag here, just shy of the halfway mark.
So here on lap number 50, the second caution flag of the evening will fly. It looks like Zaccardo, Peel, and Cole all involved, along with Ken Zeems possibly getting a little contact here tonight. So that'll bring us to a crawl here on throwback night for the second caution flag of the evening. Yeah, Al, you were talking about it here as the truck gets that replay queued back up. Ryan Kuhn has been the hot shoe coming in. We talked about, of course, Zacharias being the hot shoe in real life here as of late. Well, Ryan Kuhn here with the Big Ten Super Series has been able to go ahead and take the first 7 weeks of the season and park his machine in victory lane. The great thing here, though, in iRacing, well, when you miss a race, it doesn't mean the end of your championship. He does come into the night with a 137-point championship lead. The great thing here about the Big Ten Super Series as well, since Ryan Kuhn is out doing the real-world thing here tonight, he's not going to be penalized, per se, here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, as he is racing in real life, so his points lead may shrink a little, but we will subtract his worst finish out of the 10-week season that we have here. And, well, his worst place finish is going to happen, well, right here tonight at North Wilkesboro.
I was seeing if you were going to pay attention or not.
I'm always paying attention. Just like the truck says, well, hey, we got it queued up. Let's watch it here as the number 90 of Ken Zeems gets underneath the number 4, the Mopar number 4. And, a little contact, a little nose to the rear bumper, and the 70, nowhere to go for the number 24 of Josh Cole, as that's what's going to bring it. 3 cars, a little bit of a tango down here. Let's see if we can go on board. You're riding with car number 24 of Josh Cole. You see the contact coming here in turn 1 between the 4 and the 90, and then Josh Cole tries to just turn it down. Unfortunately, going to get right into the side of Ken Zeems. That's what's going to bring out our second caution flag here tonight. And, well, Al, it's been some great racing so far.
It really has. We've seen a lot of side-by-side action. We're seeing the track really widening out here in the early stages of this race. Now, we do have a few drivers come down pit road, take some fuel, and they do have an extra set of tires in the pits here. Some of the guys electing to do that now, Roger, where your top 6 cars staying out on the racetrack, not electing to come down pit road. And it's going to be interesting to see if this goes green at the end. Will the new tires make a difference? I know that we saw Jared Jackson give up the 4th position. He came down pit road to get 4 fresh Mr. Feelgoods on that super late model, so he'll restart back in spot number 9. We'll see how fast he can carve up the racetrack as the pace car. Down and away, and Caden Tuff's not waiting to find out. He slams the gas, and he'll jump out to a 4-car advantage down to turn number 1.
Right on board here, with our onboard camera. The RS button box is onboard camera with Caden Tuff. A little bit of contact with the outside retaining wall down there in 1 and 2. He may have jumped it just a little bit of that cushion. Battle right now, though, for position number 3. There you see car number 91. That is Samuel Fontaine. He is down to the inside. Right now, I would say Brandon Hughes has a high, wide, handsome riding around the outside. He's going to hit the outside wall out of turn 2. That's going to give it right back to Fontaine.
And he'll scrape the concrete, and now RS Center up to the 4th spot underneath him, getting by both Zacharias. Now Zacharias makes contact with Hughes. Hughes up the racetrack. Now all Zacharias turn underneath him. Hughes sideways off the corner down to the inside. Brandon Hughes face and nose in to the inside wall down the backstretch. He stays in the gas. We'll see if we stay green flag or not. But Hughes going from 3rd all the way back to 14th. Tough break for the 111.
So as Hughes gathers it up, we stay green flag for the time being here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. We're come by this time by. Driver of that number 88 at Caden Tuff will lead lap number 58. So as we stay green flag racing, but the man we haven't talked much about here tonight, he's sitting there back in P number 2 as we close in on the halfway point home here tonight. Car number 9 slowly working his way through the field. Colin Murphy right now running in P number 2. He's one of those drivers that has not run the full schedule here this season with the Big Ten Super Series for the RS Button Boxes. And, well, Colin Murphy right now, he is making himself known that he is here to play on Throwback Night. He has the stars and bars on the side of this car.
He's doing a great job there, and one driver I'm just keeping an eye on. Restarted in the 9th position, going for 3rd right now with those 4 fresh tires. That's the 12 of Double J, Jared Jackson. He is up to 4th in that HendrickCars.com number 12 as he works underneath the 91 of Fontaine. That is the bid for 3rd. So really putting those new fresh tires to use as he takes that spot away, able just to roll and cut the corner a lot better than these drivers on the older tires, Roger.
Yeah, you would have thought that the track position here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway would have been something to talk about. But, man, those new tires for Double J, they are putting them in work here tonight early. I say early as it's still early on his tire run as he will now pick off the number 9 of Murphy. Double J will now roll into position number 2. It's right where he started with car number 12 here tonight, and they're still doubled up back here, though. Jeremy Little, along with the 71 of Garrett Zacharias side-by-side. They're battling currently for position number 7. Of course, Little has now dropped 7 spots as he will actually take command of position number 7. Garrett Zacharias running back there in P number 8. Just ahead of them, they're still lined up side by side. The best battle on the speedway, it's the 110 of RS Center, but the battle for the race lead, just like that. The timing and scoring just clicks over. Jared Jackson will now take the race lead for the first time here tonight. We have a new race leader as we approach the halfway point home.
Okay, just past the halfway point, they cross the line. 65 laps are into this 125 lap, 60 to go. And fresh tires out on the front of this one. Is Jackson going to try to stretch his legs and leave the keys on the counter and check out here tonight on this Throwback 125? Jackson, Tufts, and Murphy, your top 3. Side-by-side battle back here for the 4th spot is the 91 of Fontaine. He'll creep the outside concrete as Thomas thought about making it 3 wide for a moment. Thought better of it as they work down the back stretch. Still side-by-side for this 4th position.
As they battle for that position, Al, I'm looking at it, and the stats tell me as this race goes on here tonight with the Big Ten Super Series, if we don't have another caution flag, which we are not accustomed to, the stats tell us the second half of the races always go quick here with the Big Ten Super Series. Double J might be sitting in that catbird seat with those brand new fresh tires. Don't tell that, though, to RS Center because he's trying to work the inside of the speedway. That Ryan Coons Motorsports entry. But, man, Thomas is right there. So is Jeremy Little. They got fresh tires. They just cannot get through the roadblock right now where Fontaine and the RS Center entry are side by side as they work off of turn number 4.
Yeah, and with how hard these two are racing, I'm not quite sure that we have put that yellow flag away for the night. These guys are throwing haymakers at each other. Fontaine with a run on the outside, really ripping the lip through turns 1 and 2. Now has to check up on the exit to turn number 4. That allows Center right back to the inside as they go to the corner. Fontaine slows it up, trying to roll the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Thomas underneath them. So Fontaine falling back to 6th, make it 7th as he kisses the concrete in the turn number 3.
Our Johnson chassis onboard camera giving us great shots here tonight as now Garrett Zacharias watched that whole battle that was out in front of him out of the windshield. Now he's got the Fontaine machine right there running in P number 7 right ahead of him. He smells the blood in the water. He is trying to work his way through. RS Center still has the number 4 of Thomas working to his inside, and it looks like Thomas is going to make quick work. Thomas now going to take over P number 4, RS Center on the backward spiral. Will he be able to stop the bleeding here? Here comes Jeremy Little. Little trying to make the inside work also. He has seen now that the inside worked for Thomas. Can it work for Little?
At this point right now, I think these guys know these have fresher tires, and they are about 2/10 to 3/10 of a lap faster with fresher tires than, say, Caden Tufts, Murphy, and Center, all out there still on the tires that they started this 125 lap throwback feature on there. As now Thomas takes a bid for 3rd. Grant Thomas trying to crack the top 3 as he sees the 88 of Caden Tufts out on the front of this one. Tufts will sit there in that number 2 spot. It's 2 seconds behind Jared Jackson, who has just checked out, Roger. I think he left the keys, didn't even leave a note on the counter.
Well, as our good friend Racing Jason says out there in Facebook world, it's Shark Week. And man, if you had to pick a shark right now, you would think it is the driver of that Mopar number 4. Grant Thomas has picked up his 5th position, gained here tonight, putting him P number 3. We talked about it under that caution flag, is all the strategies that are being played here tonight. Remember that your leader of Double J came down to lap number 50. Looks like Caden Tufts has not come to pit road. Grant Thomas came on lap number 51, and Jeremy Little, who runs in 4th, came down on lap 50. Murphy, who's currently holding down that final spot inside the top 5 in his number 9 entry, he came down, well, maybe in qualifying. He has not come to pit road yet under green flag, as now here comes RS Center. He also has yet to come to pit road.
Yeah, Center trying to make a bid to the outside now through turns 3 and 4. He's got Fontaine in his back pocket. You see him trying to get some ground on Murphy. Murphy runs that extreme high side line. We've got him almost 3 wide off turn number 2.
As they now narrow it down to 2 wide, the 9 car to the outside. RS Center still working the inside of the speedway. Fontaine back there. He is ready to rip, roar, and have some fun here tonight for throwback night. I heard they have the girls waiting down there outside the pit gate, that they will be in the photos here tonight if you're able to park your car in Victory Lane, and all these drivers bidding to take the trophy girl to Victory Lane. Right now, Double J has it, but don't tell these guys that they are battling for the 5th position, because it's RS Center now that will squirt ahead. That will put Murphy side by side with Fontaine, as it looks like Grant Thomas is now battling to try and take over the 2nd position. That Mopar entry has enough power here tonight. The question is, does he have enough laps? Because Caden Tufts has yet to pit with his Pontiac to the outside. And Jeremy Little, how about a run for the driver of that 55? That Bailey's entry, sitting there running in the 4th position.
Yeah, Little, we saw him falling through the field there. Came down pit road. The crew was able to do some work to that 55. And now finds himself inside the top 5. Watching this battle in front of him. That is the battle for P2. Is now Tufts still holding on the outside, doing a great job on those very old tires compared to the competitors he is racing against. But this is some 4 seconds behind your race leader of Jared Jackson, as they still rage an arm. The battle behind them has kind of settled down to single file, so we keep it right here. Is now it'll be Little underneath Tufts up the backstretch.
Yeah, Grant having a great run just out in front of them. Jeremy Little, the man who, you talk about men and man. Well, the man, Jeremy Little, and the little man went to the, I believe it was to watch some monster trucks after attending the beach, as it looks like the caution flag is going to come out. The party at the beach for Jeremy Little has now come to a crawl, as the caution flag is on the speedway. We're waiting for race control to exactly find where the caution flag has come out here tonight for the 3rd caution flag of the evening. You are watching Throwback Night here for the Big Ten Super Series right here at the famous North Wilkesboro Speedway. We talk about Throwback Night, well, it's 1987 every time we roll here into the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Not sure what the yellow flag is out there, but it's going to be interesting to see. Is now Caden Tufts. We're going to have your top 3 cars that came down on lap 50. Everybody else coming down pit road right now. Caden Tufts, your early race leader, and your pole sitter for the Rayco U Performance Pole Award. He's coming down pit road. They're going to get 4 fresh tires on him. Murphy as well. So it's going to be interesting who hits their stop perfectly and who gets off pit road. And it's going to be, they're going to have to carve up through 5 cars, most likely, Roger, once they get back out onto the racetrack. So everybody taking their 4 tires, 1 car down around, that's the 7 appeal. He'll come off pit road. He will beat the 88 of Tufts, and Brad Carter right behind Tufts as well. So these drivers all coming down, getting their 4 fresh tires, and with about a less than 40 lap shootout to get back to the front.
Well, now we saw Double J, Grant Thomas, Jeremy Little cut through the field with their 4 fresh tires. Now we will have to wait and see with some of these drivers that waited a little bit longer into the run here tonight, at the North Wilkesboro Speedway to take their tires, see if they can come back up through the field like we've seen a couple of these drivers here tonight. While we have time, though, we got to thank the Karma Salon and Day Spa for coming on board. Not only are they our sponsor here of the Big Ten Super Series, they are also tonight's Hard Charger Award. If the race were to end right now tonight, well, we would have to give it to Timothy Catalano, as he is the top spot award, picking up 12 spots so far here tonight under this caution flag period. So Karma Salon and Day Spa. Al, pampering yourself this week?
Yeah, well, since you're going to be out of town, I guess I'll have to go in and get, my nails done and just get a little pampering done there at the Karma Salon and Day Spa. They always make you look spiffy, so I figured I might as well give them a shot.
Well, we always look good here in the studio when we come in. Not that our fans can see us here tonight. Unfortunately, our cameras, Al, we set them up, and we had our cameras all ready to rock and roll, and then they said all of a sudden you turned yours on and it broke.
Yeah, that seems to happen. It's like the fifth one that I've gone through, so I think that there's some kind of technical difficulty with the cameras that you're sending us here in studio. I'm not really sure what to make of that.
Well, we'll see if we can get that fixed for you, sort of like this caution flag, as it does look like the lights on the old Ford Mustang are broken once again. That means we're ready to go back racing here. It'll be Double J, Grant Thomas, along with Jeremy Little, and I believe it will be Caden Tuss starting to the outside as the old iRacing pace car lights say, no, we worked all of a sudden. So we're going back around here at least one more time. Al, the quick time here tonight was set by driver of that 88, the Caden Tuff's entry. Well, with just over 35 laps here tonight in the main event, does he have enough time to roll from that fourth starting position here on this restart?
I think he does. I think we've seen how much of a difference 50 lap old tires made. Now they've gone almost 30 laps or 40 laps here since they came down pit road, talking about Jackson, Thomas, and Little. So those drivers there might be able to hold off a little bit, but I think the drivers that just came off pit road with 4 fresh tires are going to be good. As we see the 4 of Thomas spin the tires, that holds up the outside line down here in the turn number 1.
So that'll hold the outside line, as it will be Double J squirting out ahead. Jackson will take the race lead, but boy, is it 3 wide racing down the back straightaway to the outside. It's the Mopar number 4 of Thomas. Little's going to be the man stuck in the middle. RS Center says, hey, how are you? I'm busting through the door. He takes the second position. That'll put now the number 4 of Thomas back there. 3 wide once again off turn number 2. Al, you couldn't put one of my hairs between them.
They definitely could not, as Thomas now falls back to that 5th spot. Caden Tuss able to get by him. Now will set sight on your race leader, Jared Jackson, who tries to slam the door shut on RS Center, but now Center, he'll rough him up off turn number 2. Great, taking the new race leader. Down the inside, Jackson makes contact with Tuss. Jackson's going to get turned sideways, has to slam on the brakes. Yellow flag is out, and I believe that was the 60 of Zaccardo, who just came sliding in, hard contact with that HendrickCars.com entry of Jackson. Yellow flag number 4 coming out with just over 30 laps left to go.
Double J, the driver out of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, going around here tonight. He had the top spot with his number 12. He went for one of those Igga Chewy there, slides down into the corner as he held the top spot here tonight. Now having a little bit of rear end damage on his Chevrolet, as you see Matt Zaccardo will come to pit road to see if he can clear a little bit of the damage from car number 60. Believe that's the second wreck of the evening that Matt Zaccardo possibly has been wrapped up in here tonight with his throwback number 60. Let's take a look back here on lap number 94 as the caution flag flies and take a look, see if we can see what happened. They were battling for the race lead, and then you see they were just about 3 wide down into the corner. Caden Tuss and his number 88 makes a little contact, and right there, Zaccardo, nowhere to go in car number 60 as that 12 car was sitting stationary. There's nowhere to go here tonight. You're hammered down, you're ready to go. Let's ride on board with our RS Button Box's onboard camera with Matt Zaccardo. See the spin out ahead of him, but slows down, and unfortunately he was hoping that the car was going to roll down the banking. Unfortunately, it did not.
Did not. Tough contact there and a tough break for Jared Jackson, who led the last 25, 30 laps of this feature event. Now we got two new front runners up on the front of this one. We got RS Center, started back in the 14th position. He's worked his way now to the lead. And outside of him will be the Signworks car number 71 of Garrett Zacharias. And Zacharias started back in spot number 13. And he's up 11 spots. So these drivers working their way up through the field here, Roger. And they got Caden Tufts and Garrett. And how about Thomas? Thomas doing a great job on those old tires. We saw Grant maybe spin the tires coming to that last green flag in that last restart for restart number 3 here tonight. It's easy to do here on older tires, especially once you get a heat cycle on them. They pick up a lot of garbage on that outside of the racetrack.
Yeah, and here's something tonight, Al, that I didn't quite know. P number 2 last night for car number 71, and you talk about the garbage that was picked up. He picked up a lot of garbage on his tires last night up in the New York area at Evans Mills, which actually made Garrett Zacharias finish in that second position. He's here tonight to try and better himself by 1 position. He said the Big Ten Super Series is a more competitive series than what he raced last night at Western New York. So we'll see as the iRacing pace car lights are off.
Pace car. Down in the way, it'll be Center and Zacharias stacking the field up 2 by 2 down the front stretch. Drag race to turn number 1. Center will go to the inside, try to wash up in front of Zacharias. Zacharias will hold on to that number 2 spot in Tough, rounding out your top 3. Side-by-side battle. Here comes the 9 of Murphy. He'll work underneath Thomas. And the 90 of Ken Zeems also works the outside of the speedway. As those two are side-by-side as your top 3 start to break away.
Yeah, remember, Ken Zeems was involved in a wreck a little bit early on into the night. He has now brought car number 90, the unsponsored number 90, back up through the field. You see Jeremy Little just behind him, and look who is peeking and lurking into the background. Car number 56 is coming back to life as you see the 4 to the outside, though. Grant Thomas, remember, he's on those older tires.
And Thomas fares side by side for that number 2 spot. Tufts works the outside. Zacharias down low. They come off the corner. Drag race down the front stretch. The Tufts will kiss the concrete once again. Not really running at such a high line rate now, Rogers. You see him work down the backstretch. Zacharias a little bit loose. He'll have to give up some ground in the turn number 3.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's one of those, call them the tires here tonight with this short track package that we are running. Possibly keeping the cars when the fresh tires are on the bottom side of the speedway, as caution flag will fly here with 22 laps to go here tonight. I believe it might...
We have a turtle situation in turn 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the turtles have found themselves onto the speedway. Car number 56 of Timothy Catalano is up on the roof side of things, and the wheels are still spinning.
Yeah, he'll have to take the quick toe here. So yellow number 5 coming out for Timmy Catalano.
Let's take a look back. Yeah, let's take the look back here and see what exactly happened. He was battling with 31. Oh, actually, yeah, he was trying to hold on to that spot as he'll actually come out of turn 4 with a huge wiggle. Nowhere for the 4 of Thomas to go. And that's actually what's going to put him on the lid here. Right on board with our Karma Salon and Day Spa. And you see the car up onto the lid. Unfortunately, here for the 56 of Timothy, as he was working through the field here, trying to get back towards the front of the field, as that'll bring out our caution flag here tonight. Bring us to a halt. Couple drivers down to pit road here, Al. I don't know how many tires are left, but Hughes, Thomas, Zaccardo, and looks like Timmy in that 56 are down pit road.
Yeah, they're all coming down pit road, maybe getting some damage fixed here. Thomas also down here as well, so not quite sure if they had another set. I don't remember the notes. I thought it only said 1 set of tires, Roger. But I could be wrong, so it'll be interesting to see here. But up on the front of this one, how about RS Center, Caden Tufts? We know Tufts was fast. He set the Ryko E-Performance pole time here tonight. Now runs in at number 2 spot. Zacharias is 3rd at the line. it was tough just out in front of Zacharias before the yellow flag flew.
Yeah, both drivers having fresher tires here tonight, so they are on that same tire strategy. Lap 86, when exactly it looks like your top 5 drivers have all come to pit road. So the tires, I don't think, are going to be the big factor here tonight to determine who is going to win this one. I think it's going to be a mano thing here tonight to see who is going to have the trophy girl down in victory lane. But while we have time under the 5th caution flag here tonight, we got to thank everybody that's tuning in here tonight, whether you're watching us live on our Turn 3 Racing Network YouTube page or whether you're watching us live on Facebook Live. Over on our Facebook page, of course, we see Trevor, Todd, Josiah's out there, Big Race and Jason, Brian Hacker, of course, tuning in, Bill Martin tuning in, Johnson's out there. That is Brooke Johnson rooting for the 88 here tonight. All you that are tuning in here tonight, you make this possible on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in to the Big 10 Super Series here tonight, presented by RS Button Boxes. These drivers are all dialing in right now as they're adjusting the brake biases. We're going to get ready to go. It will be officially 16 laps to go after our 5th caution flag here tonight as cleaned up here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. It's throwback night. Which one of these drivers are going to throw back into victory lane?
Pace car takes the dip down into the pit road, and it'll be RS Center jumping on the loud pedal. He'll clear the 88 a touch. Now touch side by side down here to turn number 1 with the 71 of Zacharias. Murphy working the outside as well. Colin Murphy, he was quietly in that number 2 position all race long, has now taken some time to get back inside of the top 5. He goes from the outside to the inside, trying to figure out a way around Zacharias.
Not going to quite work that time, though, at the line. It'll be RS Center, Caden Tuff, and Garrett Zacharias. Your top 3 drivers, 15 laps to go. Then it's Murphy and Fontaine running 4th and 5th. And then there's the battle back here. Here comes the Bob's Pet and Pond, number 31. It's the lime green machine. Here comes Brad Carpenter as he'll work underneath the 55 of Jeremy Little.
They still race side by side, a little bit of contact that time through turns 1 and 2, and now Carpenter is clear. Is now Jared Jackson starting to make his way back up through the field with that beaten and battered number 12. Meanwhile, up front, Caden Tubbs keeping RS Center very, very honest as the bed for your race lead down the backstretch. Tubbs will make a little bit of a
contact though back there. The 55 of Jeremy Little was sideways as now he'll gather it up. He had the Bailey's 55 completely sideways. He'll lose 3 positions. He'll gather it back up, running position number 10.
Everybody keeps it pointed in the right direction so far now. Caden Tubbs, he'll take a peek to the inside. Center will slam the door shut. Contact between your top 2. Around will go Center. He'll keep it pointed in the right direction. New race leader with 11 laps to go.
Well, he's led the most laps here tonight, and Caden Tubbs, well, they build excitement with those Pontiacs, and that 88 goes right back to the point. Caden Tubbs used the old chrome horn here tonight for throwback night, and that's just short track racing, as they would like to say out there in YouTube, as Jay Mills would like to say. Short track racing. Caden Tubbs back to the top spot. Here comes the 91. Fontaine down to the inside on car number 9 of Murphy. Murphy working to the outside of the speedway. He'll keep it wound up to the outside. 10 laps to go this time by. It'll just be 9 laps to go. The youngster out of Canada running away.
He's going to try to run it high as he knows that the RS Center is probably not overly thrilled with that bump and run move as he's opened up now. He's 0.6 of a second gap over Center into turn number 3. Zacharias still runs third. 4th is the number 91 of Fontaine. And running out the top 5 is the 9 of Murphy. Ken Zeems with a solid run in at number 90, trying to crack the top 5. He takes the peek to the inside underneath Murphy off turn number 2.
Not going to have anything to do with it. Didn't quite get the rear tires hooked up off turn number 2. He'll diamond back down to the bottom side of the speedway, so you can get a little peek to the inside on Murphy out of turn 4. Not going to quite have anything to do with it. He'll go right back down to the bottom of the speedway, though a little bit of a slide on entry down into turn number 1. Ken Zeems will continue to run position number 6. RS Center, though, after taking his little bit of a slide in the Ryan Coons Motorsports entry, he is sitting there. He is still our biggest mover and shaker here tonight. He's going to walk away if he can just come back around 6 more times, at least with the Karma Salon and Day Spa Hard Charger Award. But this time by the youngster out of Canada. He will see the hi, how are you? The flagman here tonight waving his hand. 5 laps to go.
5 laps to go, half a second is the distance. RS Center really closes the gap in turns 1 and 2, but loses some ground off the corner. Center digging into that race lead. Does he have enough time to catch Caden Tufts? Tufts rolls the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes the 110 of Center. 4/10 of a second with 4 to go.
That's gonna need to be, well, a little bit of a pickup. Looking at it at the line, last time by, RS Center was the fastest car at the speedway. 19.03 at the line to a 19.10 for Caden Tufts. This time by, they're gonna knock it down to just 3 laps to go. About 4/10 of a second, 3/10 of a second that time at the line. It came down just a little bit. RS Center, your fastest car on the speedway, and the laps are closing in.
Down to about 3 car lengths separating your top 2 as they work through turns 1 and 2. Popsicle sticks are up, 2 laps to go. Does Center have enough time to get to Tufts? Will Tufts make a mistake? Tufts enters up on the outside of the racetrack now, cuts it down low off the corner. The gap has kind of finalized at 3/10 of a second in the turn number 3. Final trip, or 2 more trips through turns 3 and 4 off the corner. Center is there. Will he give the drum horn? Final trip around the North Wilkesboro Speedway.
White flag gonna fly here tonight on Throwback Night. Is it gonna be Caden Tufts throwing back to his pops? That's tuning in here tonight, watching him lead the most laps. Final time down into 3 and 4. It will not be enough for RS Center as Caden Tufts will win Throwback Night here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. RS Center, Garrett Zacharias and Samuel Fontaine, your top 4. Colin Murphy will round out the top 5 finishers.
Great race, everybody able to finish it here tonight. Timmy Catalano, unfortunately, had to pull his car behind the wall after his incident on lap 103. Josh Cole also retired early, but everybody else doing a good job as your top 3 come down here on the front stretch. And Caden Tufts going to turn around sideways, and he will do the Polish victory lap as he works around the outside of the North Wilkesboro Speedway, picking up his first win of the 2021 racing series here with the Big Ten Super Series.
Yeah, it's the first time we have had a new winner this season. So we're going to be real excited. I'm sure Caden Tufts is absolutely ecstatic here tonight to see what he has got to say after a great run here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Race fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here to the North Wilkesboro Speedway. We have the youngster out of Canada here tonight. We will get a word in with him, along with Garrett Zacharias and RS Center after this break.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Well, welcome back here tonight, race fans from the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Tonight for Throwback Night for the Big Ten Super Series. 125 laps of hard-nosed, short-track, throwback racing action here with the RS Button Box's Big Ten Super Series. It is about time, though, that we head down trackside as, Al, you have caught up with tonight's winner here in Throwback Night.
Here waiting for the helmet to come off, the number 88, Caden Tufts, as he gets ready to go here tonight as he picked up the win here after 125 laps, and I'm not sure he is getting confirmation here, Roger, from his crew and family all the way down here celebrating, trying to get Caden to come on over here. But what a great run this driver had, as he has now got the helmet off, and a big old smile underneath that on that face of the number 88 of Caden Tufts. And Caden, man, you set fast time, picking up the Rayco E-Performance Fast Time Award. Led it there, and that yellow flag came out on lap 50, and Jared Jackson was gone. Were you worried that maybe that you didn't pit at the right time?
No, I wasn't really that worried. I knew that there was probably going to be another caution because, North Wilkesboro, usually someone will get caught up in that outside wall into turn one or something. I realized we still had another set of tires, so I pulled down pit road around that caution, around there, and took some tires, and somehow we stayed in top 5 and made it right back up.
Talk about that line that you were running. Roger and I both touched during the broadcast that you and a few other the drivers there running a very unique line down in the turn number 1, higher than we've ever seen here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Was there just a lot more grip getting into the corner, able to carry a lot more speed through turns 1 and 2?
Yeah, that's usually the line I run, no matter what I'm running here, really. It's more my comfortable line. I don't really like the bottom. I feel like it's way too slow, but I somehow made it work on 5 to go, but yeah.
Well, you did a good job there. Talk about the battle between yourself and RS there coming to the later stages of this race after that 5th restart.
Yeah, it was a good battle. I don't really like to race like that and turn someone, but I didn't really mean it. It was basically just hard racing, which is usually just short track racing, but we ended up coming out on top. Sadly, we had to move RS for it, but had to do it.
Well, you're going to come out here, and you got a very special paint scheme on your car here for Throwback Night. And talk us through that, and thank your sponsors, and congratulations on the win here tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, my paint scheme goes all the way back to 2000, where my dad ran late models. This is a scheme he ran basically, but this is just replaced with all my sponsor logos on it. Yeah, I would like to thank Timberley Beverage Room, which is on the hood, LBT Pallets, Bradwater Mortgages, and Ryco Motorsports E-Performance, A-Rod HVAC, and JDM Broadcasting, and Brett Suggs.
There you have it. That's tonight's feature event winner, Roger, the number 88 of Caden Tufts, picking up the win here at North Wilkesboro, and you are down here just to my left side with the driver of that 110 who finishes in the runner-up spot.
Yeah, I have caught up with the driver of the Ryan Kuhn Motorsports number 110 entry. RS Center, a great run for you, but tell us about there in the closing laps when you kind of got the bumper there from the 88.
Yeah, I guess I got moved a little bit right there. It's all right. It's just good racing here at North Wilkesboro, but just it's what it is,
What did you need, though, after that little bit of a bump and run from Caden to get back there to the front point, as you had one of the quickest cars on the speedway towards the end of this race?
Probably just a little bit of practice. I actually forgot about this race and hopped in it as everybody was gridding up, so, not bad. So I'll take that.
Well, tonight you were able to pick up enough spots to take home our biggest mover and shaker of the race. You talk about practice, but that Karma Salon and Day Spot biggest mover doesn't just come that easy.
No, it's thanks to to Ryan Kuhn at Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. You know, he's helped me a lot on this iRacing stuff, and open set or fixed set, you know, he's helped me a lot and helped me get a lot better at this game. So, gotta thank him the most.
They had a great paint scheme on the car here tonight. Tell us about that and the stars and bars and our upcoming races here tonight or this season to finish out our first season.
Yeah, this is just something a little different. Studio 10 Wraps hooked this up for me. Just a little different. It was 4th of July, you know, a couple of weeks ago, and just ain't changed it yet.
Well, it's obviously a great-looking paint scheme. North Wilkesboro here, one of those famous short tracks here on the iRacing.com service. What do you think, though? 2 races left in the season. We head to Nashville and, of course, the famous Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida, to round down the season. Where do you think we can possibly see this 110 go to victory lane for the first time?
Well, my teammate will be back next week, so I'm sure we'll all be chasing him. But you never know. Nashville's a good track for us, and Five Flags also.
Well, we hope to see you soon in Victory Lane RS, but who's on the side of this car before we let you go?
Like I said, Ryan Kuhn Motorsports. Ryan Kuhn Motorsports Setup Shop. If you're looking for open sets, check us out. They're pretty good. Studio 10 Wraps. Just everybody there, and just that's about it, really.
There you hear it from your second place finisher tonight. RS Center getting a little bit of the shovel nose out of the way in the closing laps, and Caden Tuss taking the top spot as RS will pick up our biggest mover of the race, and he will come home with the Karma Salon and Day Spa Hard Charger Award, picking up 12 spots to finish in your second position. Al, the man who picked up the second most positions, I believe you're standing by with the driver that's, well, just a couple hours west of you.
Yeah, I was going to say a fellow New Yorker here, Garrett Zacharias, coming home in the 3rd spot. But, Garrett, you had to start way in the back of the field here tonight. Not the qualifying effort that you were hoping for, but you're able to make quick work of it and get upside the top 5. Talk us through how tonight went for you.
Oh, yeah, man. We started really deep there. Qualifying run got messed up. But, no, we started deep, ran really good tonight. I actually missed last week. I actually wasn't home, so but it's good to be back. The car was really good on the long runs. That first run we had before the first yellow came out was really good. We caught a lot of cars, passed a lot of guys, and it worked.
And talk about this racetrack here tonight. We know Wilkesboro puts on a great show, but we saw not only 2 grooves of racing, we really saw 3 grooves all the way around this racetrack, and a little bit uncharacteristic that we've seen as of late. But the guys were able to really move around this racetrack. Was the grip level really all over this track, or did you find we had to run one line over another?
I saw a lot of guys in front of me doing different lanes and different lines, seeing what was working through the middle of the race, and we kind of figured out that we'd go to the top in 1 and diamond it off at 2, and kind of run the hub down in 1, or 3 and 4, and it worked really good. But that last restart, we used up our stuff a little bit, getting from 9th up to 3rd, that last restart. But no, we searched a little bit, and it worked.
Well, you're going to come home with the 3rd spot here. We got 2 races left this season, and we know that that's Nashville next week, and we also have Five Flags round out the season. One of those tracks seem to suit you a little bit better, where you have a better chance of maybe parking this 71 in Victory Lane?
Probably Nashville. That place is a lot of fun with these cars. I'm really good at the high bank tracks, better than these short bull rings on the game. So in real life, we're better on the bull rings, but we'll see. So we'll give it a shot these last 2 weeks. I'm kind of sad I missed last week since we ran good tonight, but we'll see what we got.
Well, you're going to come home with that 3rd spot here tonight. You threw back to 2019 to your own personal ride there with the New York Superstock Series, and had a great run last night up at the Evan Mills.
It was really good last night. We actually won our home track show Friday, and then we're traveling with the series now, so we're leading the points in that. We won their first race at Chemung, and then ended up second last night, won our heat, but it was a very good overall night. First time being there with the Superstock, and we're going to see what we can do.
Well, who you got to thank here tonight before we let you go?
First off, I want to thank Marta Keaton Performance for letting me run for those guys. Bryce Bailey for spotting me. My mom and dad. Midstate Basement Authorities, Master K's Barbecue, Jastrzemski Transports, Half-Ax Acres, Signworks Graphics, Moose Racing Engines for the power plant in the sim car. Let's see here. Tom Cornell. half X acres. Already said that. Whoops. Let's see. That would be about it. And you guys are putting on the series. I love it.
Well, congratulations, Garrett. And next time you see Gator, tell him Upstate Ale said hello.
All right, I will do, man.
As Garrett Zacharias picking up the third spot here tonight. Roger, and he says he sounds like he's going to be a contender next week when we get to the high banks at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
Well, of course, Nashville will be the next place that we go. Unfortunately, it's always sad to leave the North Wilkesboro Speedway here because these drivers always bring out some of the best throwbacks. We've seen throwbacks all the way from Rick Wiley all the way to Garrett Zacharias throwing it back to himself. Of course, Tatum Tufts, the driver who wins here tonight, throwing it back to his dad, Jeremy Little, who grew up in walking distance to the Concord Speedway. He threw it back to the days that he remembers heading down there. I believe that was Butler fielding that car. And, of course, Ward Burton throwback here tonight for John Peel and a handful of other drivers throwing it back to some of the greats that they remember growing up watching the sport on, well, not only the big screen, but right here on the iRacing.com platform. Well, Al, it's been a great race here, though, as Caden Tufts is the first driver to put himself in the record book this season for picking up a win. It may have taken 8 weeks, but he was able to knock Ryan Kuhn off the top spot. Ryan, of course, out running his real late model here tonight, unable to attend the Big Ten Super Series here on iRacing.com. So, well, a win is a win, and Caden Tufts notched his name right there, Week 8.
He definitely has. It's been a great night of racing. Really looking forward to travel a little bit west to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, where these drivers will tackle next Sunday night. Same place, same time. Roger, we'll see you there.
Yeah, so for everybody for the RS Button Boxes, everybody over at Karma Salon and Day Spa, Johnson Chassis, and of course, Ryko E-Performance. All of us here from the Turn 3 Racing Network, the Big Ten Super Series. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, where Caden Tufts is your winner. We will see you just next week, but until we see you then, race fans, everybody stay safe, and we will see you at the races.